So guys and girls, we had Mark Crossfield down here at the JD Golf Academy last week and we were messing about with his swing, and we just found something that I'm sure you'll all be able to relate to. It's a little bit of an oversight in most people, but we managed to find him a little bit of extra distance just through strike control with his driver. Check this out.
So you can see I hit the ball 20 yards further.
Just through
where I hit the ball on the face.
Yeah, so literally just moving it above the equator of the face will add you, wow, it's added you 20 yards.
Why would hitting it higher on the face add speed? Did I not just swing faster on the second one?
Potentially, but the biggest reason is it doesn't spin up as much.
What do you mean, as in the ball?
The ball doesn't spin up. So when we see those low bottomy strikes, anything low of the equator of the club,
yeah,
we'll naturally always see the ball spin up a lot more. Obviously, the more the ball's spinning up, it ain't going out. It's
so
going
it'll
up.
kind of climb and then drop.
Fall out the sky, we see very steep descent angles,
yeah,
which also means your total run out is going to suffer as well.
Don't want that.
No, not off the tee anyway.
So we need to get the strike up the face.
We've got to get the strike up the face, but we also need to make sure the launch angle's right as well.
What's the easiest way for the guys and girls to do that?
Easiest tip, without any swing thought, without any technical thoughts whatsoever, is adjust your tee height.
Okay.
If you keep consistently striking it low, chances are the tee's probably a little bit low.
So here at the JD Golf Academy, where you're teaching people using gears and launch monitors and swing plate, balance plates and what have you, you're still seeing basic mistakes. Like, it doesn't matter how much you measure, you're still seeing people who are going to tee it at a funny height and they're wondering why it's not going that far.
We're always, especially when we're changing so much as well, there's always going to be, do you know what I mean, as we change one thing, it adjusts another thing.
Yeah.
So we can find that even the basic stuff gets out of sync a little bit.
So when it comes to tee height, rule of thumb?
Rule of thumb, we'd want to see middle of the ball around the top of the club face.
Okay.
That's a general rule of thumb. Obviously, if we're not getting those consistent results that we want to see,
yeah,
then we might need to adjust that, but that's a general rule of thumb.
Okay. And you definitely, I used to see this lots when I was coaching a lot, you see people tee the ball up extremely high sometimes,
massively high,
and then extremely low.
Yeah.
If you're someone watching at home who is teeing the ball up in an extreme way, if you're playing well, keep doing it. Like, if you're playing well, don't stop doing anything. Keep playing well. That's a good thing. But if you're wondering why you have to tee it up so much higher than your mates and things like that, that's when I used to teach a lot. That was common. I saw someone tee it up really high. Yeah. I think before they even swing it, they've got the ball way forward in their stance, yeah, and they're obviously catching it way late.
Coming massively, so they're
and the ones who are teeing it down low would generally have it kind of back in their stance, maybe drawing it a little bit from the draw. So if you're extreme teeing it,
then there's probably something in there that's why you're obviously having to do that for a reason.
Yeah, it could be fixed through other reasons.
Yeah.
So I've got my tee height set.
We've got it set up, yep.
But we still see people hit out at the bottom of the club when they have it perfect.
Yeah.
What are you seeing when you're measuring people on the swing catalyst
One of the biggest things that we see is that we don't get enough pressure up through the lead side.
Okay.
So what we mean by that is we sort of see people get stuck, stay down, and again, we can sort of see the more people start topping the ball or catching out the bottom,
yeah,
we sort of see people who want to stay down even longer,
yeah,
because they feel like that's going to get the club further into the ground, that's going to put the strike point up. But in actual fact, what we see is people, as we said, just get stuck.
Yeah, well, what's interesting, isn't it, is that you would think down, you're using words like we see people down.
Yeah.
Down, lots of people would make them think that they might hit up, which is,
when
but
in actual fact,
does
it does the total opposite.
Well, I would say what it does, it creates a lot of mess down there.
A lot.
So you see topping, finning, skying,
that's it,
fatting.
Everyone
like you
gets
see mess.
The chicken
yeah,
wing.
because everyone, when they're down, they all adjust differently.
Everything is just a trying to save the shot when it's already gone, basically.
So getting people up through lead side,
yeah,
which is maybe counterintuitive, because coming up makes you think that you're going to hit down on the club.
But what we're doing when we do that, as we're working up through the lead side, what we're doing is we're actually giving the club head some room to work, and we're giving the club head some room to clear, and we're creating the loft we need at impact. We're squaring the face.
Yeah, absolutely.
Everything's just got a lot more room, a lot more time to work in.
Yeah, and the other thing I find is that when you get a golfer to come up, the handle starts to come up. And if the handle comes up, that goes down. So many people are trying to push this down.
Whereas we pull the handle through.
Actually keeps that up.
Yeah.
That's what happens a lot. So that keeps that up, and then they can't get the club into a decent impact position. So getting up through that lead side pulls this up, counterintuitive. People think, hang on, they're telling me to hit up the face, but I need to go up.
It's got to go upwards, and it transfers all the energy into the club head as well. That's when we start to see the speed gains.
Look at that. That's going down and that's going up, isn't it? It's not coming through along the ground like that.
It doesn't work that way.
It's got to get up through lead side. So getting people to push up, straightening left legs, getting left hip high,
Straightening
lead,
left
shoulder.
leg, yeah. So we might do with the resistance band drill where we pop a resistance band underneath the left leg, and we'd get people sort of the analogy that we use of like pulling the lawnmower engine.
Yeah, I like that.
And just getting out through it as much as possible.
Perfect.
To give yourself as much room and as much time as possible.
So more distance is there if you can strike it better on the face, which I think lots of people know, but maybe aren't that skilled at doing it. Playing with T-height, absolutely a good starting point.
Massively. That's sort of step one, isn't it? That's your starting point, and then if you're still getting that, then it's potentially having a look at this as well.
Playing, getting out of lead side, and then you're going to get better strikes, better distance. And that's one of the things I've always think that's really interesting. Like I've gained distance, and I've had to do a lot of things, and I'm hitting it harder, but that's because my strike was okay. Yeah. I would never be doing all the things I've been doing if I was giving away 3 yards by simply hitting it on the wrong part of the face.
Well, that's it. Distance gain, obviously.
Low-hanging fruit.
Yeah, distance gain is obviously massive. If we can find that before we've even swung a golf club or before we've even taken a dress.
It's a winner. Love it. If you want to find out more about how to improve your downswing, the guys here at JD Golf Academy have got a video here that's really helping a lot of golfers improve their downswing.